Hello StarCraft fans! This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. This is a game between MaSa and puCK on Dusk Towers. In the top side of the map, we have the red Protoss player, it is puCK. And in the bottom side of the map, we have the blue Terran player, it is MaSa. Alright, so a Protoss versus Terran on Dusk Towers today. We have done this so many times before, but every single game is different. Every game is its own little individual, unique snowflake. And let's get right on into it. In the top side here, we have puCK opening up Pylon first into Gateway. That is to be expected. No Forge First expands here in Legacy of the Void. And, hey, he's getting gas fairly early. I'll have to see what he's going to do with that gas. Heading out to scout. Barracks up. Gas already up for the Terran player, which means I'm assuming it's a Reaper expand. Expanding on Dusk Towers is super easy because of this natural that is protected on all sides by dead space. You just have to watch out for oracles and phoenix and drops and things like that. Alright, so puCK is not... There we go. It is a one worker on the gas here. He's going to move on out, and he's going to go ahead and throw down that expansion. So it is a one get expand, but with gas first. With only one worker on the gas. What is he planning on doing with that? It's hard to get enough gas to do anything with one worker on the assimilator. Now he has two. I wonder if that was a mistake that they only had one, but we'll have to keep an eye on that one. Probe does get a full scout off. This is not a wall quite yet. He's going to go ahead and see. Oh, he gets trapped inside. Oh, the probe got trapped inside here. All right. All right. What is this? This is a Reaper. Okay. So, one of the names that was suggested as a new Reaper name for the casts was, I'm going to get this right, Reaper Ricardio. I love it. I love it so much. So this Reaper, who is being made from this barracks right now, his name is Reaper Ricardio. We'll keep an eye on him, see how successful he is, see if he can kill any probes or do some good scouting or just generally disrupt life for puCK, or if he just dies ignominiously in the first 4 seconds. So here he comes. Reaper Ricardio moving on out. It just reminds me of, was it Ricardio on Adventure Time? There's a character who's a giant living heart, and he, I think, is voiced by George Takei, and his name is Ricardio, and because it's funny because cardio is heart. But anyway, I could be completely wrong about that. I might just be getting my wires crossed in my brain. It's been a while since I've seen that, so if I'm wrong, please let me know in the comments. We'll get it corrected at some point in the future. All right, Reaper Ricardio is actually just a scouting Reaper. He has no intent whatsoever about going out to the Protoss base at this point in time. He's scouting around, looking for proxy tech, looking for proxy nexuses, trying to see if there are any ninja expands that have been taken. How on earth would puCK be in here? Oh, I guess there is a ramp on it. Just kidding. Just kidding. I apologize for insulting your intelligence there, Mr. Ricardio. You scout this all you want, good friend. Busting back on down. Look at him jumping, using this jump pack to great effectiveness, I would have to say. Probably an 8 on the effectiveness level. A Stalker's on the way for puCK, so there's no way Reaper Ricardio is going to do anything if he shows up at the main base now. And as soon as I say that, he starts heading out. So there's a Stalker coming for some harassment. He's going to miss that one. Going to miss this guy. Maybe try to get on up here. Hellions are on the way. Hellions versus Stalkers. Not that great. Look at this. Kupa! 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 Really weakening one of them, but not quite able to kill it here. Reaper Ricardio is a little bit too afraid to go inside this base, and for good reason. Mothership here. Pylon here. Photon overcharge available. Stalker there as well. Maybe checking for timing on the third nexus that looks like puCK might be trying to go for. He's blocking this, though, with a probe. How interesting. All right, so can't get through. The probe dies immediately, though. Photon overcharge used, and both of the Hellions are gone. Reaper Ricardio still alive, man, has 0 kills, and the Stalker finishes him off. Oh, Reaper Ricardio. We knew these so shortly. I mean, he threw a KD8 charge in. He did kind of weaken these guys, but the shields regenerate, and so the probes are back to full health, and it's almost like he wasn't even with us. But we remember Reaper Ricardio and all the good that he did for the Terran Dominion. Meanwhile, worker count. Let's take a look at that. 32-39. puCK. Protoss players doing really good, getting their worker counts up as of late, I would say. I've seen them be up on Zerg and Terran at the stage in the game pretty much every time the last couple of weeks now. So Protoss players, get that chrono boost moving, get that worker count pushing, get your tech happening, and you will win these games. A Viking on the way for MaSa. That's a fairly early Viking. Is he worried about Warp Gate? There we go. Worried about Warp Prism. That's what he is. All right, so the Warp Prism coming up. He did scout this thing. He saw it. He saw the Robotics Bay coming up, too. Oh, that's the speed. Gravitic Drive speed for Warp Prism. So this is going to be a fast Warp Prism. Disruptor coming out next. puCK is going Disruptor. Haven't seen that very much. Liberator setting up shop. No cannons here. No stalkers here. Reaction time for puCK is going to be 1, 2, 3. About a 3-second delay there. 2 workers did die. Stalkers are not in a position to actually hit that thing. It's well placed by MaSa. Can hit a couple of these mineral patches, but not close enough that stalkers can shoot him down. I don't think. At least not with dying. What is this? Observer trying to boost on in. A scan and a kill by a Viking would be bad news for it. But it's being brave nonetheless, coming right on in, seeing the number of barracks happening here. Liberator has, again, the 3 kills. That is about it to this point. And having to babysit these probes to not go onto these patches is such a pain in the butt. Such a pain for puCK. He'd rather not do it. 3rd Nexus now on the way. Stargate coming up. Maybe some Phoenix to try to knock this thing down. That would be a pretty good response to the Liberator. And meanwhile, Warp Prism is where? Here it is. Warp Prism. Moving on out with a Disruptor and 2 Stalkers inside. Does it have the speed? It has the speed upgrade. All right, look how speedy this thing is. Zoom, zoom, Viking chasing that thing down, though. Viking trying to get in. Disruptor dropping a Purification Nova. Catching some units there. Is my game locking up? What was that? All right. And the Warp Prism dies. Stalker dies too. Disruptor completely gone. Well defended by MaSa. Resources lost. 1,125 lost for puCK. 750 only for MaSa. Doing a fantastic job defending there. The Viking was a nice move. Taking out that War Prism is kind of your priority if you're going to do that. Disruptor did get a couple shots off there. I don't know what that lag was. I apologize for it. Keep an eye on that later on. Marine trying to knock down this 3rd Nexus is scouting it out perfectly. And yes, it is a Phoenix going after the Liberator. Liberator doesn't seem to recognize what's happening to it. It has 4 kills. It will die in defender mode, unfortunately for her. Bam! Had no idea what was going on. Looking at the ground, not looking at the sky. And as a result, no more Liberator. So resources or workers killed here. 6 workers killed by MaSa. It is 48 to 50. MaSa has taken the lead, dropping his 3rd base, all ready to go. This one is also completed. Workers just now arriving at that 3rd base. Observer checking things out. A little bit too close to that missile turret for comfort. I think it might die. Ready? Oh, it ran just in time. Oh, that was close. That was close. Oh, the scan and the finish, though. Bummer. Bummer for that Observer. Completely gone. puCK is in the dark. As to what's going on up here now, it's a little bit scarier than it was previously. Disruptors ready to go. Stalkers taking tank fire. Never a good feeling, man. They do extra damage versus those Stalkers because they are armored. I cannot really blame puCK for pulling out there. Purification Nova's going up the ramp. Nova 1, Nova 2, and catching a Marine. Good move. Good dodge there by MaSa. The dodging, man. Terrans are so good at dodging. They've been dodging and splitting versus Banelings. There we go. Dodging and splitting now against Disruptors. They know what is up. They know how this works, and puCK's just heading home. He's leaving a Stalker here to make sure a 4th base doesn't come out too soon for MaSa. And another robotics facility on the way for the Protoss player. Another Observer. No more gateways. Stargates. Stargates coming up. Fusion Core on the way for MaSa too. Looks like he does want to make good use of Liberators based on what the production tab is telling us. So there it is. There's your starport. Going to make a reactor, or is it going to start actually making stuff at this point? No, going Tech Lab. Oh. Maybe he wants upgrades for his units. Entirely possible. Streaming across the map here. More Stalkers. No upgrades on these guys quite yet. +1 armor is on the way. That will benefit the Disruptors quite well. I think that's what puCK is going for. Combat Shield, a +1 infantry armor on the way for MaSa. Liberator in production. And like I said, that Fusion Core just about to wrap up. Attempted drop by MaSa. Feels comfortable enough defending the front. Feels like can afford to lose some of these units in sending them on a drop. Which looks a little sparse up here for MaSa, I'm not going to lie. However, the tank fire was enough to chase puCK away once again. Liberators are here now. Defender mode circles, scary, scary stuff. You really got to have blink on these Stalkers. And puCK does if you're going to deal with that. So here it is. A Stalker, Disruptor combination trying to move on down and just can't quite commit. Does puCK? He doesn't know what he wants to do. He's going to scout it out with Observer number 2 after the first one was killed. Does MaSa see it's there? I don't think he sees that it's there. There's a scan. Nova comes in. Does absolutely nothing. puCK just kind of testing the waters. Doesn't cost him anything to send out a Nova. There are no minerals lost in that exchange. Coming right on up. Again, the tank fire. Just so intimidating for puCK. He doesn't know what to do with it. Advanced ballistics on the way from MaSa, increasing the range of those defender mode circles by 4 and a sneaky 4th. Sneaky 4th for puCK. Was that scouted? No, that was not scouted there. Oh, Disruptor sniped on down. Great pickoff by MaSa. Purification Novas do come up. Checks for a 4th. Doesn't see one. I wonder if that makes MaSa suspicious. That is such a risky place to throw down a 4th because that is an air traffic area for medevacs to go over. But Either way, puCK just really doesn't, I mean, he doesn't want to go up that ramp. He really doesn't. He keeps trying, and then his tank splashes him, and he freaks out. Moving up this way are some Liberators ready to go again and take out this base. Still no cannons here. Cannon here, though. MaSa, get out. Run. Trying to get out. There we go. Did get out. Stalkers here, though. That one's dead. Nice hold there by puCK. Small group of Marines and Marauders, and a lot of trouble here. Stalkers ready to go. You got it. Purification Nova. No, they get the Disruptor first. Everybody on the ground is going to die. The medevacs abandon them. They recognize how dangerous Blink Stalkers are. They get the heck out of there. +2 armor on the way for puCK. Not bothering to get +1 attack at all. And a Fleet Beacon coming out. So which means he wants to get Tempest. He wants to be able to shoot down those Liberators from a safe distance to avoid this situation where there are just 100 baseballs. 100 Defender Mode circles. Purification Nova. Big, oh, almost a big hit there. Catches a single Marauder. Nice hit there too. The Novas, the Disruptors on the front lines, though. Bad place to be. 3 Marines getting killed in that particular position. Liberator does set up shop with that additional advanced ballistics upgrade. Gets a couple kills there. Still attacking, still dancing back and forth. Nobody really wants to fully commit, but nobody wants to go home either. It's 66 to 64 workers. APM about 300 on average for MaSa, about 285 here for puCK. Another Nova comes in, catches a Marauder. And man, those Liberator shots hit hard. Took that Disruptor from 100% health all the way down to 15 shields, which makes sense when you do the math. Defender Mode circles. The slow siege is now happening for MaSa, slowly working his way toward the Protoss area. Defender Mode circles are ready to rock. This is a lot of Liberators, actually. All right, there's the blink forward. Does take one of them out. Purification Nova follows it up, kills, I think, a Marauder. Not getting huge hits with it, but the zoning power of the Nova is on display right now. Another Purification Nova. There it is, coming right on in and kills absolutely nothing. Couple more Liberators do get Blink Stalker down. Another Disruptor dies, and the first Tempest is out. So the Tempest is going to start taking shots there. Shots at the Liberator. Doesn't do a ton of damage, but just doing any damage at all is very nice. Another Liberator dies. Another Nova comes in, catches a couple of units. Again, we haven't seen a huge Nova hit from puCK, which is kind of a problem. That was a good one. He heard me, and that was a good one. Another one, too. Oh, big time hit. Big time hit from puCK. All right, so the Disruptors are doing their own thing right now, but the Liberators continuing to come forward, reinforcing Liberators on the way all the time, setting up shop. That single Tempest isn't enough. Double pumping Tempest is puCK, mind you. Also, this base is pretty darn useful for additional income, although 4th base is already up for MaSa, so pretty even on that count. Moving on up that way, Purification Nova killing a few units. Good aiming there by puCK. A lot of dead Terran blood there on the ground. Tempests trying to get rid of this Liberator count so bad. Viking, though. Viking getting shots off. Extra damage versus those Tempest is so hard. So hard to deal with Vikings as Tempest here. Again, the micro on display is insane right now. Over 300. Stalker hits there on top of everything. This Tempest count 2 at the moment. Couple more workers dying there too. MaSa's losing stuff, but he's able to continually reinforce because of the power of the 4 bases that he's on. The Novas are out of control though. This is the Defender Mode circles are out of control though. Moving up there is a Photon Cannon. Moving on down here is puCK, Tempests, Nova, Tempest Nova, Tempest Nova, Defender Mode. This is what we're gonna see, I think, to the end of time. Marines, Marauders, upgrades are +2/+2 on these guys. Pretty scary stuff. Novas do force them to split and run. Great split on that one. The remaining units do get killed by the Stalkers with no attack upgrades, but again, the +2 on the armor, making them a little bit more difficult to kill. And there's the recall. Did he just... He recalls back here? Oh, yes, there was an attack down here. Tried to finish it off there, did MaSa, but surprise! The army is here now. Ah, so the army's out in the open at this point, trying to regroup as MaSa and deal with all of these Stalkers. Defender Mode circles might be used. It's just so hard to do in the open like this because they can move on out. And the shots are getting there. Good blink, though. Good blink by puCK. Moving away. Observers just seeing all that is happening here. MaSa with a lot of bases. MaSa really wants to kill this Nexus. We'll see how it goes. Taking shots. Cannons dying immediately is the Tempest. Tempest does get sniped down from long range by the Viking. And did he just abandon this? He might have just abandoned this. He's trying to come from the backside. Blinking on in. Does kill a single Liberator. Another one dies there too. These guys just have free reign on this Nexus. I think it's going to die. This number of units can't quite do it for puCK. It's 168 to 150 total supply. Purification Nova hitting. Another Nova hitting there as well. And the Nexus is very close to falling. A few units remaining here, choosing to fight the Stalkers instead, then focusing down. The Nexus is gone at that point. Stemming right on in are the biological units. Stalkers trying to blink and do what they can as well, but these Marauders with a +2 attack, man, just absolutely ripping through the Stalkers. Without Disruptor support, that would be a very one-sided fight indeed. It's 67 to 58. Total Harvester count in favor of the Terran player. Both players regrouping, pulling back just a little bit. Again, MaSa's macro has been nuts, though. He still has units coming out consistently of all those barracks. Was that a... I want to say that was an EMP, but I do not know. Disruptors on the front lines. Oh, one ends up dead there. A lot of Stalkers just trying to hang on in. Nova, great split once again by MaSa. Just absolutely perfect play so far from the Terran player. I'm not sure if it's going to be enough, though. This is a lot of Stalker. The Novas do force the Terran army back every time. Stalkers really want to focus down Liberators and Medevacs. I can't necessarily blame him for doing that. Replacing this Nexus is puCK, a little bit closer to home. Easier to defend on his front. 145 to 127 total supply here. Still continuing to move our Tempest and Disruptors. Widow Mines being mixed on in. Ship weapons level 2 being researched by MaSa. Stalkers on the high ground doing some stuff. This is a great place to harass this base, especially with Tempest and their long range. Just very terrible against Marines is the problem. They don't really hit very hard, and they take a lot of damage from them. But if the Marines are kept away because of this cliff face, then it makes a lot more sense to do that there. What is this? A couple of Disruptors not mixed in with the army. That's a bit of a mistake there. puCK should probably pick those up and get them involved somehow. How are the kill counts on the Disruptors? 16 kills on that one. And I think 0 on the rest. So somebody's carrying the group. Nova's come on in. Nothing hitting. Nothing doing. Boom. Sucka. One gets caught and killed. Very nice. Liberator had something to do with that, I have to assume. Attacking in this narrow choke. SCVs somehow getting in the mix. They should not be there. They should be actually harvesting from that refinery. A drop moving on out from MaSa. 187 to 134 total supply. 121 to 76 army supply in favor of our blue Terran player. And puCK just doing, I think, what he needs to do. The Disruptors are doing fairly well for him. Tempest as well. Stalkers getting mixed in. I wish they had attack upgrades more than one, but I guess if you want to go for the armor, you can't really do both, especially if you're going for gas-heavy units like Disruptors and Tempest here. Vikings trying to fly in. That's a lot of Vikings, though. Oh, no. Vikings taking down one Tempest very easily. The Stalkers trying to kill them, but the Disruptors all got out of position and got absolutely massacred. Oh, no. Goodbye. Good concave, and that's it. The GG from puCK. puCK is defeated, and MaSa is victorious. Yeah, that was a good one. Good play by MaSa all the way around. Great splits, good macro. He was expanding while he was attacking. It was continuous action for the last 10 minutes, it felt like. But never once did anything slip. Spending his money pretty darn well. Yes, he had a lot of gas, but he was maxed out at the same time. So upgrades continually very impressive indeed. Getting upgrades for his air, getting Vikings when he saw the Tempest count to counter the Liberators. And in the end, MaSa gets the win. So that's it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit the subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter and Facebook, both at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.